Hola amigos, I'm back and this is Heat 3 of the Nicole Franks and Rod Franks Memorial Racing event in Newcastle. Now, this is when it gets really interesting, and I know I'm gonna have to bite my tongue on this one a lot, like a lot. Heat 3 wasn't too bad. I personally thought Heat 3 was Heat 3 was honestly the race it should have been throughout the whole day. Heat 3 I thought was we were 24 and I were fighting competitively. We were covering our lines competitively. There's like a line or a barrier towards racing. You've got below that barrier, you've got competitive, passive aggressive. You've got all these neutral, essentially neutral racing, where on both parts, like driver versus driver, they both agree that yep, that's racing, that's fair. Or before also jump into this whole discussion, if you do like my content and everything, please feel free to subscribe. It's not really super important to me, but like it still means a lot. Like, this is my passion, this is what I like to do. I like to edit and record and watch over my videos of my races, and seeing those comments does, like, it is somewhat important to me, does make me feel good and whatnot about my passion. But anyway, getting back to the important stuff. So there's a line where both drivers, driver, e-driver, agree that there's a standard that you deem acceptable. Then when you pass that barrier, when you overblock too early, where you punt people off, where you overdrive and cover your lines to an extent where you push people off, stuff like that, that's where it's deemed unsafe and deemed, I'd say, not competitive racing. Heat 4, that's when it happens. But Heat 3, I found this to be an amazing race, and I absolutely loved it. So we've got the green light, we're in grid 2, front row, grid 2. I thought that was a decent start. I'm happy with that. I was worried that 18 on grid 3, I was worried that he'd get a good jump and he'd slide in behind 24, and I'd have to fight 18 for half the race to get in front of him. Good start, so I didn't have to do that. In second, I'm comfortable here. 24 is he's gone straight out of the bat. I don't know if he's just wanted to get a big lead. I don't know if he's overdriven his car and tyres straight off the bat. I don't know if his tyre pressure was at a level where he wants to be faster at the start of the race, but he got a really good start, really good jump. So I'm just essentially trying to gun him down. I'm trying to catch up to him. In my head, I'm thinking, don't overdrive the car, don't overwork the tyres. It's a 15-lap race, it's a very long race, and I'm just focused on consistency in the first half, and that consistency involves obviously catching up, and then in the second half, fighting it out. Like Dad the mechanic, Paul my teammate, myself, we all had a strategy for this heat, and I'm sticking to that strategy. And as I've been saying throughout these videos, I know I'm one of the fastest on this track in the dry, so I wasn't too worried about anyone beating me on the track on this day. I was more worried about having back runners getting in the road or people slowing me up. So we're comfortable. We got past the first lap. We didn't have any issues there. It's pretty cruisy for these first few laps, so you'll soon find out why I have to bite my tongue. I don't know if 24 is a nervous driver, I'm not sure. I find his driving style or driving pattern to be, I wouldn't say unique. To me, being behind him, it really felt like he has never been in front or been in the top 3 or whatnot. Just the way just his body, trying to really not say too many horrible things, but just the way his body, I can't think of the word, but just his body style, how he was like turning his head constantly. You'll soon find out that, yeah, it just really felt like he didn't quite know what to do in first. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in first, because believe me, when I'm in first, it's a very stressful position. Like you're worrying non-stop. Is second right behind me? Is he going to pass me? That's something where I'm really inexperienced in at the moment, because I've always been in the middle of the pack. Like I've only just got back into the sport. I've only been in the middle of the pack to the front of the pack, but I've never been in first for a long period of time. So that's something I want to experience more and get more experience of. So being in first, very stressful. You start panicking about your lines, you overdrive the kart, so you'll soon find out. But lap 5, this is where I felt like my tyres were starting to kick in. This is where I felt like the kart was starting to get its speed, it's starting to get its pace. So it was like halfway through lap 5, I was like, okay, this is starting to feel good. And I could see the results. Like, as you can see, 24 was almost a straight in front of us, and like, look, we've caught up half that straight. And yeah, now this is when we're starting. It's almost, which I do feel like we could have set tyre pressure. We could have set something up a bit different, because it being optimal halfway through this race, like it's lap 16, it's taken me almost half the race to almost catch up to him. So there are things that we could have worked on, but like at the same time we weren't, like, because this was the first race of the day, in the dry as well. Like yesterday, the day before, it was all wet, so it was a completely different setup. So I'm right on him. Look at that. He already turned his head. He already started covering his line, which gave me that, like, a much better line into that corner. It gave me a closer gap. I don't want to say too much about where he's faster than me, where I'm faster than him, but I know my dad, the mechanic, I know he sometimes watches the videos, and this is message to him, stuff we've been talking about and I've been telling you. You can clearly see in this race here where my kart underperforms and overperforms, and Dad the mechanic, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If he doesn't, he'll send me a message being like, what? So yeah, we've got a back runner. I think he might be in mediums, he might not even be in our class. But watch this, like this is an example. I don't know, like, I don't know what his thought was there. I didn't quite make sense his thought. Like he's ran into that back runner, or he hasn't put his kart in the right spot, and he's either locked up and ran into him. I don't quite know what happened there, but to me that's not signs of someone who is a front runner. Like, it just doesn't, yeah, those numbers don't add up. But he got straight past me again. I do take the wide line on that to get the better run, and straight away with ease we take it back. He does, for some reason, I think I might have come in a bit too hot on that corner. I think he clipped the back of my rear bumper. For some reason he wanted to still contest that when I already had that that position in that corner. I don't know why he wanted to keep contesting it, but I mean, driving him, I understand why he wanted to contest it and pull on my rear bumper. I understand why he did that. Some of the viewers might not understand, some of the viewers might, but so you'll realise it doesn't. The camera doesn't show. See, I've covered my line there, but the camera doesn't quite show all of the picture. Like behind the wheel, I was making mistakes left, right, and centre. Like I was overdriving the kart. I wasn't essentially locking the kart up, but I was oversteering, and that was upsetting the kart. Just so many mistakes that I was doing, and it's being in first place that does that. It's really stressful. And I'm looking behind as well. I'm only looking behind on the straights. I'm pretty sure I look behind on that straight, and I definitely look behind on the front straight. And don't worry, I got a slap on the wrist by my teammate Paul and Dad the mechanic. They weren't too happy about me doing that, but keep in mind, this is the first time I've been in first since I've gotten back into racing. Or, yeah, actually it is. It is because round 1 of this year's championship, I was in first for a split second, but someone, as I was completing the pass, they did an illegal. It is an, see, like I made a mistake there. It is illegal because I looked it up in the rule book, but if you're passing someone and they interfere your pass by hitting your rear bumper, they should get a unsportsmanlike flag, like a black and white flag, or a warning flag. That is deemed an illegal retake, or don't know what the exact word is, but it's illegal for them to disturb your complete pass. So I never got into first really in round 1, but so here I think I did 5 laps of this. I think 4 laps in first. And see, look, mistake there. Like I did so many mistakes. And after the race, I was reevaluating in my head a little mistake there. That corner I was making constant mistakes at. The ski jump, it's just mistakes, left, right, and centre. Mistake. Like, and that slowed me up. My car's not set up really for there, so I was really bogging. And it just messes up this straight. So many mistakes being in first, and it's difficult. It is stressful. So I understand why 24 did some of the stuffs he did. I do understand that, but it's just not the kind of driving I would like to see from people. But so we've got two laps left. That was a slight mistake. It's just I couldn't get in the zone. I think that was a mistake. I think I just overdrove the car there. So clean pass by 24. That's a good pass. It's a ballsy pass as well. You've got to be really late on the brakes, and for him to do that pass, not lose any speed in the S, like, it was really good. But like, look at me, I'm all over him. He's blocking or covering his line. That one's fine. Tried to do an underneath, couldn't quite get it done. He's still massively covering these lines there. Like, I go out wide to get much clear or much smoother line. Just a little bit too far behind to get that pass. So now it's 2 more laps, so 14, and then your last lap. So he's looking behind him, he's covering his line, messes him up. I try to get underneath, I'm not close enough. Watch this, there we go. Yeah, looks behind, there you go. Good man. Gotta focus at the front, mate. Watch this, do we get another one? Yeah, hey, look behind. He's even covering there. Like, I don't get it. Like, this guy's driving. We'll get one here. Oh, no. I did a little bit of a tap there. That was, yeah. But see this? Oh, okay. That's, yeah. I don't quite know what to say. He's even looking behind there. He knows he's... Watch this. Look at that gap. Look at the gap. And look at that gap while I'm talking. So that pass there was... it was yes and no. A little bit of a head turn there, buddy. Keep looking. So I kind of tapped his rear bumper. I tried to get another little head turn. Good on you, mate. You can't. I wouldn't say I'm in the wrong there. I mean, I could have another head turn. I could have let off the throttle and might not have touched, but yeah, I was in a bad spot. But what he did is he still pushed me out, and he actually tapped me here, and that's why I went so far out. And in that perspective, if another head turn, congratulations, good job, you got the win. And this, I hate this part here. Watch my shadow, bottom right. Watch my shadow. You'll just see it. It's only like a split second. There it is. There. Yeah. I'm trying to get his attention. I'm trying to give him the thumbs up. I'm trying to give him like a fist bump. Because I liked that race. Like I really did. Like I had no issues with that race really. Like I was saying, that last corner where he was pushing me off to the side. If he didn't overblock or have an aggressive defense on that corner, I would have had the inside to the next corner. So I can understand why he did that. But I mean, like that's just driving where you can see who a driver is. But anyway, I wanted to congratulate him. He didn't want a bar of it. He didn't even look at me. It is what it is. I got second. I'm happy with that. Heat 4 will be even more emotional. But yeah, stay tuned for next week. Peace.